Hello and welcome to another AIC video. Today I'm doing a little bit of a follow-up from a video I just posted. It's shopping for a computer for my mom. This is part like 1.1. So this laptop here is a Lenovo ThinkPad X280, and I actually ordered this a couple of weeks ago to do a video on, and it didn't show up until today. The thing is the tracking number for it kept showing that it wasn't even shipped until it just showed up today. So the tracking date kept getting pushed out and pushed out and pushed out. And so I didn't want to keep waiting to make that previous video until I got this because I didn't know when it was going to show up. So I just published that literally yesterday and it showed up today, of course. So I want to do just a quick comparison against a few different laptops here. I have what is the facsimile of my mom's current computer. This is a computer that's the same line of computers, just 3 generations newer, and I apologize, my dogs are in here making a lot of ruckus. And then the Dell 14-inch that I showed in a previous video. And then I have my Lenovo Legion, just for size comparison here. So first and foremost, take the two computers that are the same model lineup, just different generations. And you can see that dimensionally they are nearly identical until we get to thickness. And the older one is a little bit girthier, a little thicker than the new one. It's just able to be a lot thinner. We don't have some of the ports like the VGA port on there. We also don't have a dedicated Ethernet port. And so we're able to lose some of that thickness. So it's a little bit lighter, barely. In the hand, you can hardly even tell, but it is still fairly light and compact compared to the 14-inch. It is smaller, but honestly, it's really not that much smaller. It is thinner though, and this runs the same generation of Core i5 processor as this ThinkPad. But if we compare it to my Lenovo Legion, there is a massive size difference in every dimension. It's thinner, it's narrower, it's shorter. So definitely a thin and light computer. All right, so the most important thing I believe for this laptop is the ports. On this side of the laptop, we have the most ports. We have 2 USB Type-Cs. This one is Thunderbolt. This one is the charging port, but is also Type-C, so you can plug in any Type-C device into it. You have a single USB Type-A on this side, an HDMI port, and a headphone microphone. And on the other side is another Type-A. So you did lose the dedicated Ethernet port. I don't know how important that is for most people. I still use it fairly often. So that to me is a downside, but I do have USB based Ethernet ports. As far as the interface, being a ThinkPad, the keyboard is very similar. The trackpad is a little bit bigger, but overall very similar in feel. This does have a backlit keyboard. Let's see if that... There you go. Kind of see that lit up. I know it's very bright in here with the lights, but it does have that backlit keyboard. This does have a 1920, or excuse me, a 766 by 768 screen, just like this one does. And so you're going to get a very similar look as far as the screen goes. All right, so I did go ahead and run benchmarks on them, and this number is fairly deceiving. The reason being is, for whatever reason, the X280 was messing up on the 2D test. I reinstalled the application, things like that, and I just couldn't get it to run properly. But as far as the performance goes, the CPU is more than twice as fast. The 3D graphics is more than twice as fast. The memory is more than twice as fast. The disk mark is only about 25% faster. But the more interesting thing to me is the performance with the Dell 14-inch. Now these have the same generation of CPU. They both have an 8th gen Core i5. And even though the overall rating is lower on the Lenovo, the CPU mark, a little bit faster, 3D mark, a little bit faster, memory mark, a little bit faster, disk mark, a little bit faster. It's that 2D mark that drug this score down so much, and I don't know why. I don't know why it wasn't running on this system. So again, excuse the dogs in the background. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to compare the webcams, and I'm going to run the audio and give a conclusion. All right, so I'm recording this video on both laptops. This is the X280. This is the Dell laptop, whichever one I'm looking at. So this is the X280, and as far as what I can see, it looks like it is a lot more muted as far as the colors go, but the quality looks pretty decent. This is a lot brighter on colors, at least on the screen itself. I'll have to see what it looks like when I go to actually edit the video, as well as the microphones. So X280, Dell 14-inch. So alright, so I have the Crab Brave pulled up here, about the same spot. I will go ahead and play them side by side so we can see what the audio quality sounds like between the two. So we'll start off with the Dell. And now the Lenovo. Back to the Dell. Alright, so in this instance, I really think that is 6 of one, half does the other. They don't sound the same. They definitely have a different tone to them, sound stage, I guess. But neither one sounds better than the other. They're just slightly different. So it really comes down to what your preference is. This is definitely a big step up from the previous ThinkPads that I've tested. They typically don't have very good audio quality on them. So yeah, of the two, if your desire is for more ports, go with the Dell. If you want a bigger screen, go with the Dell. If you want that higher resolution, go with the Dell. If you want the thinner, lighter laptop, go with the Lenovo. It is also exactly the same keyboard and interface that you've been using for quite some time, so go with that one. All right, thank you for watching, and I hope you have an amazing day.